experts remain doubtful.
Fixed-wing aircraft.
The country dating back now to November. It turns out they're also happening right here in Western Mass. The Western Mass News reporter Reagan Lockery joining us live in studio tonight with more. Reagan.
Yeah, Chris, several viewers writing into our newsroom today saying they witnessed some unidentified drone activity as recently as last night.
I took my dog out last night and I just looked up at Mount Tom, at the sky over Mount Tom, and instantly I was like, oh, what is that thing flying in the sky?
Western Mass News has received messages left and right from viewers who claim to have spotted mystery drones in the sky on Thursday. One viewer even sending in this video of what they saw in the sky. Western Mass News spoke with an East Hampton woman wishing to remain anonymous about what she saw Thursday night. She tells us at one point she noticed what appeared to be multiple drones in the sky.
I looked over to the western sky and I could see 4 of them in the sky at once. And I was just shocked. I couldn't believe it was happening.
But it's not just Western Mass that's had these unidentified drone sightings. New Jersey and New York have also had mystery lights in the sky. And across the border in Connecticut, state officials like Senator Richard Blumenthal are also weighing in.
They should be shot down if necessary.
Federal security officials say the aircraft stoking fear across the country might not be drones. They say they can't corroborate reported sightings.
It appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully.
But some experts remain doubtful.
Fixed-wing aircrafts don't stop and hover and then go dark and take off.
Local witnesses we spoke to also seem skeptical based on how the aircrafts move and how many people have seen them.
The government is saying, this is no threat. I find it confusing to say we have no idea what it is, who's flying them, if they are a manned thing, or where they're coming from, and at the same time say we know it's not a threat.
The resident we spoke with says she did reach out to the East Hampton Non-Emergency Dispatch Center reporting the drone sighting, but East Hampton police tell us they never received any reports of drones or any other unidentified flying objects. The police, however, are encouraging anyone who sees one of these sightings to contact the department. Reporting in studio, Reagan Lockery for Western Mass News.
All right, first and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the GMS who I learned from, and shalom to the hopeful elect, preaching his word in truth and sincerity. To you ribs, to you sisters out there learning silence and staying in order, I say to you all, shalom. So we getting a lot of reports of these drones, right? And everybody's freaking out, coming up with their own conclusions and things of that nature, right? But the prophets were strange. It was not a strange thing for them, right? But we don't know exactly what they are. They could be, Esau's blue beam technology, right? As we read in the book of Jeremiah, I believe it's chapter 2. The wheels. Salakia, give me 1 minute. We know the wheels of Jeremiah. Give me 1 second, Salakia. Salakia, it was Ezekiel. Salakia. Let's see, it was right, Ezekiel 1:16. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Right? So he was describing it the best way he could, right? And Esau likes to grab the scriptures and make his own. He puts it in the movies, Star Trek, right? We know that a similar chariot was in the scriptures, right? I believe it was in Baruch or Habakkuk, Salakia. But I'm not going to go through all these descriptions right now, but I mean, I think it's interesting how people are just coming up with their own conclusions, and you know, people are afraid, man. People are afraid. Matter of fact, we could go to we could use Jeremiah chapter 10, right? You know, I know it's talking about Christmas and everything, but at the end of the day, it's true, man, because the heathen are always afraid of what the Lord created and not afraid of the Lord. Right, this is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Thus said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, learn not the way of the heathen, right? This goes into like holidays and the ways in their teachings and their celebrations, right? It says, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them, right? They're afraid of those things instead of being afraid of the Creator, which reminds me actually of Romans chapter 1, right? It's like a dog, right? You know, you throw a rock at the dog goes after the rock and not after the person who threw it. Let's see. Here it is, Romans 1:25. Who changed the truth of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Right? So instead of fearing the Lord, people are fearing things that were made by man. Right? We don't know if these chariots are blue beam or drones, but we know that Amalek and Esau are using it to their advantage to further their enterprise and go to war, right? Because they will not let a crisis go to waste, so to speak. Right? But Esau does know the scriptures and he uses it to bend the truth. So like, let's say if it is the chariots of the Most High, right? Which I'm not saying if they are or aren't. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to speculate. I only care about the truth, right? But we know what Esau is, a great Decepticon, as I like to call him, right? He's a deceiver. So he'll use things to manipulate, or if he'll see something and make a crisis out of it, or use it to his advantage by any means. Like there was this lady who I'm about to pull up in a minute, who was dating a man that worked for NASA, and he had intel. I believe, don't quote, I'm not sure, but I believe he was tied to like the Apollos and the fake moon landing. So he had a lot of intel and security clearance. I think she's gonna mention his name if you wanna dig deeper if you want to. But he himself said that Esau is going to use an alien deception at the end of the days, right? And us in the know, right? We know that we are in the end of days and things are really speeding up. So if it's very fitting at this time for this to be happening as a flag, a red flag. It's funny they call it a red flag.
Manager of Fairchild Industries in 1974 through 77, I met the late Dr. Werner von Braun in early 74. At that time, von Braun was dying of cancer, but he assured me that he would live a few more years in order to tell me about the game that was being played. It was asteroids. Now, at this point, when I was a corporate manager of Fairchild Industries in 1974 through 77, I met the late Dr. Werner von Braun in early 74. At that time, von Braun was dying of cancer, but he assured me that he would live a few more years in order to tell me about the game that was being played. It was asteroids. Now, at this point, he kind of chuckled the first time he said it. Asteroids, against asteroids, we're going to build space-based weapons. So it was funny then. And the funniest one of all was against what he called aliens, extraterrestrials. That would be the final card. And over and over and over during the 4 years that I knew him and was giving his speeches for him, he would bring up that last card. And remember, Carol, the last card is the alien card. We're going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens. And all of it, he said, is a lie. So it was funny then. And all of it, he said, is a lie. And all of it, he said, is a lie.
Salakia, right? So I don't know if you could read this, but it says this Project Blue Beam chart shows the frequency of identifying objects reports during the months of June through September. Salakia, this Project Blue Book, not Blue Beam. Salakia. Right, so I'm not gonna play this whole video, but right. So we don't know, man. Like we got Project Blue Beam, and or it could be the chariots of the Lord, getting in place, and they're using Project Blue Beam to deflect the attention and make it look like it's not, and trying to take the power away from the Lord. Like, we don't know. We're gonna stick to the script, and we're just gonna keep moving, man. We're just gonna let the Lord do his thing. And it reminds me of a precept. One sec, let me get it. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. It says, "For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." See, it says if it were possible. So this deception is so great, right? Because we know the elect won't move, won't budge, don't believe none of this, right? But it's such a great deception that if it were possible, it would happen. But imagine the people that are not, right? The lost ones. They're gonna be eating this stuff up, man, right? But the elect, right, and the hopeful elect are sticking to the program, right, till till Yahushua comes back in the same manner that he visited, right, in Acts chapter 1. Matter of fact, right, in Acts chapter 1, the disciples were wondering what was going on when they saw the same things. Right, this is Acts chapter 1, verse 8. "But ye shall receive power after," this is in red letter, obviously, this is Yahushua speaking. "But ye shall receive power after that Holy Ghost is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost parts of the earth." And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud receiveth him out of their sight. And while they were looked steadfast towards heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. Right, these are angels of the Lord. And it said, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why standeth ye gazing up into the heaven? This same Yahushai, which is taken up from you in heaven, shall become in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. Verse 12, then returned, right, then they kept with the program, right? So they was basically telling them, don't be afraid of this. It's the same way he's going to come back, right? And Esau knows these precepts, right? He knows these things, and he's using them to scare the people off, right? This is the man I was talking to you guys about earlier, Werner von Braun. Werner Magnus Maximilian Freiherr von Braun was a German-American aerospace engineer and space architect. He was a member of the Nazi Party and I can't pronounce that, Allgemeine SS, and a leader in the development of the rocket technology in Nazi Germany. Von Braun work includes the V-2 ballistic missile, which was the immediate antecedent of those used in space exploration programs in the United States and Soviet Unions. Right? So there he is. Right? But the chariots of the Lord, as we read in Ezekiel, right, are throughout the scriptures, right, especially in the last days. Okay, so when we go to, for example, when we go to, let's go to one in Psalms chapter 66 and 15 reads, wait, Salakia, it's not, 60, it is 68, Salakia. 68. It says, Psalm 68 and 17, the chariots of Yahweh are 20,000, even thousands of angels, and Yahweh is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. Right, so there's many, and you will see more than this. Right, you're seeing little sprinkles here and there, but the Lord got plenty. If he wanted to show out, he would, and it shows out in plenty of scriptures. Right, where a legion of chariots will just appear like fire. Right, Salakia, my son's in the sound, and my son is in the background. Right, but the most important part is, you know, when the Lord is ready, he's going to turn up, and he's going to shut things down, right? And he's going to make those chariots do a lot of mess, right? It's going to be a lot of mess. This is Isaiah 66 verse 15. For behold, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Right? And verse 16, for by fire and by sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai shall be many. Right? It's that simple. You know, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS where I learned from. And a healthy shalom to you sisters, to you ribs out there learning in silence and staying in order. I say to you all, shalom.